Entrepreneurs use certain terms that you need to know if you're taking the entrepreneurial route. If you're a newbie, these words will help you sound like a pro and make people take you more seriously. Without further delay, here are 100 words entrepreneurs use and their meanings. Welcome to Young Black Millionaire Africa. Firstly, assets and liabilities. You don't need to be an entrepreneur to know this one. If you did accounting in secondary school, you should know that an asset is something that makes you or has the potential to make you money while a liability costs you money. For example, the property you put out for rent is an asset while your house is a liability. Valuation. Valuation is the process of determining the worth or value of a business, asset, or investment. Investment. This is the act of putting money, effort, or resources into something with the expectation of generating a return or benefit in the future. Next up, ROI. ROI stands for return on investment. It is a way to measure how profitable an investment is by comparing the profit or loss to its cost. It helps people understand how much they can earn from investing in things like stocks or businesses. Arbitrage. Arbitrage is a smart way of making money by buying something in one place where it's cheap and selling it in another place where it's more expensive, intending to profit from the price difference. Let's say an avocado costs 50 naira in Plateau State and 100 naira in Abuja. You can decide to buy the avocado in bulk from Plateau at 50 naira each and sell them in Abuja at 100 per one. Number 6. Accruals. Accruals refer to money that a company has earned or will need to spend, but the actual cash transactions have not yet taken place. If a company delivers goods to a customer who has not yet paid, it can be regarded as an accrual and will be recorded on the balance sheet as an asset. Mentor. A mentor, in simple terms, is like a wise and trusted guide or teacher who helps and supports someone, providing advice and encouragement to help them learn and grow. Every entrepreneur who desires growth needs a mentor. We said that. Networking. Networking simply means making friends and building relationships with people who can support your business, such as potential customers, partners, investors, or mentors. Networking has to do with connecting with people to exchange information, collaborate, and expand your professional circle, ultimately helping you grow your business and access new opportunities. Share. Shares represent ownership in a company and are units of equity ownership. In business, owning a share is like owning a piece of a company. When you buy shares, you become a part owner of that company. Bullish. This refers to having an optimistic outlook about the future direction of a stock, market, or the economy. When someone is bullish, it means that they believe that prices or values are likely to rise. Bearish. The opposite of bullish is bearish. Being bearish means believing that a market, asset, or financial instrument is likely to go down in value. Equity. In simple terms, equity is like the piece of the company that belongs to the owners. It's the value left over after deducting all the company's debts and liabilities from its total assets. Next on the list is B2B. B2B, which stands for business to business, refers to transactions and relationships between businesses rather than between a business and an individual consumer. For example, Samsung, a major supplier, selling components to Apple for the production of the iPhone is an example of a B2B transaction. Business analytics. Analytics in business refers to the process of transforming data into actionable insights to make informed decisions. Business analytics helps companies understand their operations, customers, and market trends by using data to drive informed decision-making. Cash flow. Cash flow refers to the movement of money in and out of a business. Whale. No, we are not talking about fish. In business, a whale is a rich, influential, or powerful prospect that is far bigger than your average client or customer. And, in the crypto world, a whale refers to a person or an organization that holds a large amount of cryptocurrency and can cause a temporary increase or decrease in the price of assets. Company. A company is a legal entity formed by a group of individuals to engage in and operate a business enterprise, whether commercial or industrial. In basic terms, it's just a group of people who come together to do business. Short. In business, short means betting that a stock's price will go down. Quarter. A quarter refers to a 3-month period that is used for financial reports or analysis. There are 4 quarters in a year. Moving on, B2G. B2G stands for business to government. It refers to the transactions or relationships between business and government entities. It simply means a business selling to the government. Balance sheet. Alright, we know we've reached your worst topic in accounting. Well, a balance sheet is a financial snapshot showing what a company owns, owes, and how it's funded. Next up, B2C. B2C, or business to consumer, refers to the direct sales of products or services from businesses straight to customers who buy strictly for consumption. Business loan. No, the definition of a loan hasn't changed, and it doesn't have a different meaning in the business world. A business loan is money borrowed by a business to cover expenses or grow, with a promise to repay the loan plus interest. Bookkeeping. This is the practice of recording a business's money transactions like sales and expenses. Bounce rate. The business term bounce rate refers to the percentage of people who visit a website and leave without viewing a second page. CMS. A content management system, CMS, is a tool that helps people easily create and manage content on websites without needing technical skills. WordPress, Squarespace, Magento, and Drupal are examples of CMS tools. Capital. Capital refers to the money, assets, and resources a business owns and uses to operate and grow. This includes cash, investments, inventory, equipment, and intellectual property.
Buyer persona.
A buyer persona is a detailed profile of your ideal customer. It's like creating a character that represents your typical customer. It includes information like age, interests, and buying habits. A buyer persona helps businesses understand who their customers are, what they like, and how to read them effectively. Hi there, if you've gotten to this point, please consider liking this video. And one more thing. We want to thank you for embarking on this journey with us and for taking out time to watch our videos. We promise to keep dishing out value-packed content aimed at positively changing your life. Thank you for being part of our family. We love you. Now, let's get back to your video. Conversion rate. A conversion rate is a marketing metric that measures the percentage of website visitors or ad viewers who complete a desired action, such as making a purchase, signing up for a newsletter, or clicking on a call to action button. In simple words, conversion rate is the percentage of people who do what you want them to do, like buy something or sign up, out of all the people who visit your website or see your ads. Brand. A brand is a name, term, design, symbol, or feature that distinguishes one seller's product or service from others in the market. It is what makes one product or company different from another. Core competency. Core competency is something a business is really good at that helps it stand out from others. It's like a special skill or strength that gives the business an edge over its competition. CPL. CPL stands for cost per lead. It is a marketing metric that measures the cost of acquiring a new prospective customer lead. It simply means how much money it costs to get a new potential customer. CRM. CRM, or Customer Relationship Management, is a way for businesses to manage their relationships with customers. It involves using data and technology to keep track of customer information, interactions, and sales. CTR. CTR, click-through rate, is the percentage of people who click on a link compared to the total number of people who see it. It shows how effective an ad or link is at getting people to click on it. Demographics. Demographics are the characteristics of a group of people, like age, income, and education level. It helps businesses understand who their customers are and what they need. Depreciation. You've probably heard people say, land does not depreciate, it only appreciates. Depreciation is the continuous reduction in the value of an asset or property due to wear and tear, accident, fall in market price, or passage of time. Digital marketing. Digital marketing is using the internet and digital technologies to promote and sell products or services. Diversification. Diversification, sometimes called diversification of portfolio, refers to the act of spreading your money across different investments to minimize risk. So if one investment performs poorly, the other investments can compensate for the loss. Commerce. E-commerce, short for electronic commerce, refers to the buying and selling of goods and services over the internet. It allows people and businesses to make transactions and exchange goods and services online, instead of in a physical store. Evergreen. In business, the term evergreen is used to describe a contract or agreement that automatically renews unless one of the parties involved officially ends it. Fixed assets. Fixed assets are long-term tangible assets that a business owns and uses to generate income. They can include buildings, machinery, and vehicles. They are not easily turned into cash and are important for running the business. Fixed costs. These are expenses that remain constant regardless of the level of production or sales. They are recurring costs that a business must pay regularly, such as rent, salaries, insurance, and premiums. Next up, friction. In physics class, we were taught that friction is the oppositional force between two surfaces in contact. Well, it is slightly different in business. In business, friction is anything that prevents a customer from doing business with an organization. Gross profit. Gross profit in business refers to the income a company generates from sales after subtracting the direct costs associated with producing and selling its products and services. Let's say a company sells 100 products for $50 each, making $5,000 in total revenue, and to make these products, the company spent $2,000. All they have to do to get their gross profit is to deduct the cost of goods sold, which is $2,000, from their total revenue, which is $5,000. Their gross profit is $3,000. Inbound marketing. This is a strategic approach that focuses on attracting visitors, leads, and customers by creating valuable content and experiences tailored to their needs and interests. It usually involves using useful content like blog posts, videos, and social media posts to draw people in and make them interested in your product or service. Incentivize. Incentivize is a verb that means to provide a reward, motivation, or good reason for someone to want to do something. It is often used in a business context to describe actions taken to encourage or promote a desired behavior or outcome. Income statement. An income statement, also known as a profit and loss statement, is a financial statement that shows a company's revenues and expenses over a specific period, typically a quarter or a fiscal year. It's like a report card for a company's financial performance. Infographic. If you ask me, I'd say this one is kind of self-explanatory. An infographic is a visual way to present information that uses images, charts, and minimal text to quickly communicate complex data or ideas. Moving on to intangible asset. Intangible assets are valuable assets without physical form owned by a business, e.g. patents, copyrights, computer software, and trademarks. Inventory management. Inventory management is how companies keep track of their products, materials, and supplies. KPI. A key performance indicator, KPI, is a measurable goal that helps a company track how well it is doing in achieving its objectives. KPIs are used to measure progress towards specific targets, identify areas that need improvement, and make decisions based on data. Liquidity. Liquidity in business refers to the ease and speed at which assets can be converted into cash. Margin. In business, margin refers to the difference between the cost of buying or producing something and the price at which it is sold. Market capitalization. Market capitalization, often shortened to market cap, is the total value of a publicly traded company's outstanding shares of stock. It shows how big a company is in the stock market, and it is calculated by multiplying the current stock price by the total number of shares. By the way, did you know that Apple was the first publicly traded company to reach a market capitalization of $1 trillion? Next up, market penetration. Market penetration is the successful selling of a product or service in a specific market. It usually involves leveraging strategies to boost sales of existing products in a target market, rather than expanding to new markets or developing new products. Market research. This is the process of collecting and analyzing information about a market, products, customers, and competitors. Oftentimes, the goal is to gain insights that will help businesses make better decisions. Marketing. Marketing has to do with promoting and selling products or services by understanding what customers want and need. Metrics. A metric is a measurable way to track and evaluate how well a specific aspect of a business is performing. Monetize. To monetize simply means to find a way to make money from an asset or activity. Net. The business term net refers to the amount of money or value left after subtracting all expenses, deductions, or liabilities from the total income or assets. Moving on. Niche market. A niche market is a small group of customers with special needs that a business can focus on serving. Performance review. A performance review, also known as a performance evaluation or performance appraisal, is a tool used by managers in various settings and fields of business to measure the effectiveness, productivity, and efficiency of employees in the workplace. POS. POS stands for point of sale. It refers to the location where a sales transaction is completed, such as a cash register or checkout counter in a retail store. PPC. PPC stands for pay-per-click in the business world. It is a digital advertising model where advertisers pay a fee each time a user clicks on their ad. R&D. Research and development (R&D) in business refers to the process of exploring and creating new ideas, products, or improvements to existing ones. L&D. The full meaning of L&D is learning and development. It refers to the process of training and improving employees' skills and knowledge to enhance their performance and the organization's overall success.
Sales funnel.
If you follow online sales experts, then you might have heard this one. A sales funnel is a way for businesses to track and guide potential customers through the process of making a purchase, from first learning about the product to buying it. SWOT. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It is a tool used to analyze an organization's strengths and weaknesses, as well as external opportunities and threats. It helps identify what the organization does well, what it needs to improve, and what external factors can impact its success. UX. Alright, tech brothers, you guys aren't the only ones who use this word. Okay? However, it has the same meaning both in the tech and business world. It is used to describe the experience of using a piece of technology. Variable costs. Variable costs are expenses that change depending on how much a company produces or sells. Working capital. Working capital is the amount of money a business has available to cover its short-term expenses. Angel investor. An angel investor is a wealthy individual who provides capital to a startup or small business in exchange for a share of the company. Asset stripping. Asset stripping is when a company buys another company, sells off its valuable assets, and makes a profit, often leaving the original company weaker and less viable. Blue chip. A blue chip is a term used to describe a stock of a well-established and reliable company that is known for its stability and consistency. Break-even. The break-even point is when a business's income equals its expenses, meaning it makes neither profit nor loss. Business plan. At some point in our lives, we've written or tried to write a business plan. A business plan is a written document that outlines the goals, objectives, and strategies of a business. Business cycle. The business cycle is the natural rise and fall of economic activity that occurs over time. It consists of 4 phases, and they are expansion, peak, contraction, and trough. Capital expenditure. Capital expenditure, also known as CapEx, refers to the total of all money spent by a company to obtain, upgrade, manage, fix, or maintain physical assets such as plants, land, machinery, technology, or buildings. Cash flow forecast. A cash flow forecast is simply a financial plan that predicts how much money a company will have coming in and going out over a specific period. Customer acquisition cost. Customer acquisition cost is the total amount a company spends to acquire a new customer. It includes all the costs associated with convincing a consumer to buy a product or service. Customer pain points. Customer pain points are specific issues or challenges customers face when interacting with a company, its products, or services. In simple terms, customer pain points are problems that customers experience when using a company's products or services. Deflation. Deflation is when prices of goods and services go down over time. Enterprise. Enterprise is simply a fancy word for business. Exit strategy. An exit strategy is a plan for how a business will be sold, merged, or liquidated, often used by investors to determine the potential return on investment. IP. The term IP stands for intellectual property. It refers to intangible creations of the mind, such as ideas, inventions, and creative works that are protected by law. Gold dust. Gold dust is a metaphor used to describe something extremely valuable, rare, or difficult to obtain. Lean. In business, lean is a way of continuously improving operations by making small, Gradual changes to eliminate waste and deliver more value to customers. Pivot. This refers to the strategic decision to change the direction or focus of a company in response to market conditions, customer feedback, or other external factors. Series A. Series A is the first big investment in a startup after its initial funding. Series B. Series B is the second big investment in a startup after its first round of funding. Next up, Series C. This is the fourth and final stage of startup funding. It involves a significant investment from venture capitalists, private equity firms, and other financial institutions. Scalability. Scalability in business refers to a company's ability to adapt and handle an increasing workload without compromising performance or efficiency. In simple terms, it means being able to grow and handle more work without losing quality or efficiency.
SME.
SME stands for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises. It refers to a small or medium-sized business with fewer than 250 employees and a certain level of revenue or assets. Stock. A stock is a financial instrument that represents partial ownership in a company. It is a piece of a company that you can buy to own a small part of the company. Synergy. This refers to the combined power, profits, or effects that can be achieved by two organizations, groups, or elements working together rather than separately. In simple words, synergy means that when two or more things work together, they can do more than they could do alone. Traction. Traction, sometimes called business traction, refers to the progress and momentum of a startup company. It shows how well a business is attracting new customers, making money, and building a successful model. Turnover. Turnover refers to the total sales made by a company over a specific period, usually a quarter or financial year. Unicorn. No, we are not talking about a horse with a horn on its forehead. In business, a unicorn is a privately owned startup company valued at over $1 billion. USP. A unique selling proposition, USP, is what makes a product or service different from others and gives customers a reason to choose it over competitors. Validation. In the context of business, validation refers to the process of verifying or confirming the accuracy, reliability, or effectiveness of a product, service, or process. Value added. Value added refers to the enhancement or improvement made to a product, service, or process that increases its value to the customer. This enhancement can be in the form of providing better customer support, including additional features, improving product quality, enhancing branding and marketing efforts, etc. Venture capital. This is a type of investment that involves providing money to new companies, especially those with high growth potential, in exchange for a minority stake. Now let's talk about venture capitalists. A venture capitalist is an investor who provides money to new companies, especially those with high growth potential, in exchange for a minority stake. We just made a little adjustment to the definition. Finally, vision. A business needs to have a vision because knowing where you are going helps you determine the route to follow. What is a vision? In business, a vision is a long-term goal that outlines what a company wants to achieve and become. It guides decision-making and inspires employees to work towards a common objective. If you're new to entrepreneurship, you probably don't know much about the terminologies in the field, and it could mess with your self-confidence when you find yourself in a room filled with entrepreneurs. This is why we took our time to do this. We want you to not just call yourself an entrepreneur, but be an entrepreneur. You can appreciate us by subscribing to the channel and sharing this video with a fellow entrepreneur. We will see you next time, exceptional beings.